The Dysfunction Files, Episode 35, SOT and Q-Restrain, the therapy they never wanted you to find. In the 1970s, something strange happened along the quiet coastline of Long Island Sound. A cluster of mysterious illnesses, joint pain, fevers, rashes, neurological symptoms appearing almost overnight in families who'd never been sick before. Just across the water stood a Cold War research facility on Plum Island studying ticks. A man inside whose expertise straddled biology and, well, something darker, and a disease that would soon be named after the Connecticut town where it first appeared. Some say coincidence, others say cover-up, but one thing is certain. Borrelia burgdorferi, the spirochete that causes Lyme disease, doesn't play fair, and neither should we. I'm Dr. Kristen Lindgren, and welcome back to the Dysfunction Files. Today we're opening a file most clinicians won't touch, supportive oligonucleotide therapy, or SOT, and its next-generation sister, Q-Restrain, which I will simply be referring to as SOT from here on out in this post. Our GCC has gotten a little too flowery with the name changes. It's confusing everyone. SOT is the most targeted therapy for both chronic infections like Lyme disease and cancer that you've never heard of. Let's get into it. Why we need better weapons. If chronic infections behaved like the textbooks insist, you wouldn't be here. If antibiotics always cured Lyme, if antivirals always suppressed Epstein-Barr, if mold toxicity didn't derail the immune system, if cancer stayed in its lane, if hormones weren't disrupted by environmental toxins, if the immune system bounced back after trauma, functional medicine wouldn't have a waiting list. But here's the truth. Lyme hides in biofilm. Babesia mimics malaria. Bartonella burrows into blood vessels. Epstein-Barr reactivates decades later. Mold toxins paralyze detox pathways. Cancer stem cells outthink chemotherapy. We're not dealing with simple infections anymore. We're dealing with persistent, relapsing, treatment-resistant organisms and a system still using 1950s tools. So, today, we're going somewhere radically different. Uniquely targeted therapies that stop these infections dead in their tracks. Lock up cancer cells, triggering their self-destruction. This therapy is called SOT. What SOT actually is. Let's demystify this cleanly and clearly, because when people hear, quote, genetic material, they think, is this mRNA? Is this gene therapy? Is this like the COVID vaccine? No, absolutely not. Here is the simplest, safest, most accurate way to understand SOT. RGCC, also known as the Research Genetics Cancer Center located in Greece, developed SOT therapy. It identifies the exact DNA or RNA sequence the infection or cancer cell uses to survive. Its replication code. They create a short, targeted strand of genetic material called an oligonucleotide. Think of it like a decoy key. It binds to the pathogen's replication code and jams the lock. If the organism can't read its instructions, it can't copy itself. If the cancer cell can't activate its survival mutation, it stops dividing. This part is crucial. It does not enter your nucleus. It does not alter your DNA. It does not integrate into your genome. It is not a permanent change. It is not mRNA technology. It doesn't modify who you are. It simply blocks their code, not yours. It's precision, not alteration. A molecular shutdown, not genetic editing. The Plum Island File. We need to talk, briefly, about the origin story, because if someone says, I can only afford one SOT, which should I do? I almost always choose Borrelia burgdorferi, and here's why. I'm not saying Lyme was engineered at Plum Island. I'm not saying Dr. Willy Burgdorfer mixed tick DNA like a Cold War chemist. I'm not saying he named a bioweapon after himself. I mean, I totally could though, right? Is it really a bridge too far? But I am saying he researched tick-borne diseases for biowarfare on Plum Island, across the water from the very first Lyme outbreak, during a period where documentation is still classified, and later said in interviews the outbreak was, quote, not natural, and, quote, maybe the government is hiding something. Wait, what? Look, I didn't write this story. I'm just reading the suspicious footnotes. So when someone only has room for one SOT, bioweapon or not, Borrelia gets taken out first. SOT for chronic infections. At our office, we start with a comprehensive blood test for many different chronic infections called the Vibrant Tick-Borne 2.0 panel. Depending on the patient, there are many different strains of this aside from Burgdorferi: Bartonella, Babesia, Ehrlichia, Anaplasma, Coxsackie virus, Epstein-Barr virus, cytomegalovirus, HHV6, parvovirus, sometimes 1, sometimes 5, sometimes all of them. And that's when people show up feeling like they're living inside a medical horror anthology. There are many different strategies for going after these infections, but these are the two most common. Option A, I can only afford one. Again, I would choose Borrelia burgdorferi almost always. Even if we think Epstein-Barr is causing our symptoms, if the Borrelia is there, it has a chokehold on the immune system and we will get nowhere until it's gone. We infuse the SOT. We wait 6 months. Then we repeat the Vibrant panel. We reassess labs, symptoms, terrain. Some people need repair. Others rebound like they were never sick. Some need regenerative support afterward or additional SOTs because their immune system is held together like 2 pieces of meatloaf and some duct tape. Option B, I want to treat all identified infections. Okay, great. We order all the needed SOTs from RGCC. We try not to do more than 6 on the first pass. Infuse 1 per month, every month. After the final SOT, whether it's 2, 3, or 5, we wait 6 months. Then repeat the Vibrant Tick-Borne 2.0 panel. This prevents immune confusion and allows sequencing. Important nuance. Viral infections are very stubborn. Epstein-Barr, CMV, HHV6, they reroute immunity. You must treat mold if present, or you're fighting with your hands tied. SOT for cancer. Let's make this non-scary and clear. Cancer often relies on survival genes, replication sequences, and acquired mutations. SOT identifies the specific code your tumor is using, the mutation, protein, or sequence that keeps it alive, and sends a targeted shutdown signal. This is why cancer patients rarely herx or have any flare-up symptoms. We're not killing pathogens, we're blocking signals. Now, how well does SOT work? Clinical response rates for cancer hover around 75%, depending on tumor type, mutation burden, and terrain. For chronic infections, especially Lyme, Bartonella, Epstein-Barr, and Babesia, SOT's response rates are significantly higher, often in the 90 to 95% range. Those aren't small numbers. This should probably be mainstream numbers. It's not magic. It's not a cure-all, but when it works extraordinarily well. I treated my 2 strains of Borrelia, burgdorferi and Phaselia, with 1 SOT each. 6 months later, they are completely gone. The cancer schedule. Year 1, we do an SOT every 4 months. After year 1, we do an SOT every 6 months, continuing until circulating tumor counts stabilize. circulating stem cells drop. The trend flattens, and we hit RGCC targets. This is where SOT frequency drops off, but we likely continue with high-dose IVC, mitochondrial support, hormone optimization, detox, nutrition, and lifestyle. SOT is a scalpel. It's the most powerful tool we have in functional medicine for cancer and chronic infections. Unfortunately, SOT isn't an option for all cancer patients. When tumor burden is in the brain, too large or widespread, the risk for tumor lysis syndrome becomes unacceptably high. It's possible that some providers offer this as an inpatient therapy, but we don't have that level of facility in our clinic. What patients feel. The 14-day timeline. Infusion day. Most feel nothing. Some feel tired. Some feel off in a way that defies explanation. Days 1 through 7. This is the, quote, Herxheimer window, when patients can experience fatigue, headaches, body aches, neurologic fog, drops in mood, detox symptoms, inflammation flares. This is more common in Lyme, Bartonella, Babesia patients. Days 7 through 14. This is when the clouds start to part. Pain softens, brain clears, sleep improves, energy stabilizes, and symptoms lighten. Weeks 2 through 12. Patients say things like, I feel like myself again. I had forgotten what normal felt like. Something shifted. Cancer patients often feel nothing but clarity. And then we wait. We also continue to monitor cancer with imaging studies and other inflammatory labs. When to call the clinic. Severe neurological symptoms, uncontrolled pain, persistent fever, unusual patterns. These are vanishingly rare. Cost. SOT is no doubt a little pricey. SOTs are administered by my staff of trained registered nurses via a brief intravenous infusion. The infusions generally cost a few $1,000s each, depending on the number we order from RGCC. These are extremely complicated to make and are made individually for every single patient. They don't have a shelf that says Borrelia on it. They also don't do Black Friday sales, like ever. What SOT can't do. SOT is powerful, but it isn't a replacement for repair, detox, diet, hormones, mitochondria, gut work, adrenal support, and immune system modulation. SOT is not a magic bullet. It is, however, a precision tool used within a terrain-based framework. Terrain plus targeted therapy equals transformation. The controversy. Why isn't SOT mainstream? Well, because it can't be patented. It isn't profitable. It's created overseas. It disrupts existing business models. It requires individualized care. It actually works. And in a world where medicine is mapped, marketed, coded, and monetized, anything that doesn't fit the business model gets suppressed. Buried doesn't mean useless. It means you weren't supposed to find it. Now, before we wrap this up, let's address the 3 questions everyone asks, because I know you, and I know you are already rehearsing them in your head. If SOT is so effective, why isn't it FDA approved? Why isn't it made in the US? Why won't my insurance cover this? Let me address all 3. Question number 1. If SOT is so great, why isn't it FDA approved? Here's the truth, and it's a little inconvenient. The FDA doesn't approve therapies. It approves products. SOT is not a product. It's not a mass-produced pill. It's not a drug made in a warehouse in New Jersey. It's a custom-designed biological molecule made for one person, you. That's like trying to FDA approve a tailor. The FDA can approve a factory-made shirt, but it cannot approve a shirt you had made for a wedding. Got me? SOT falls into a category the U.S. regulatory system wasn't built for: advanced personalized biologics. And our system, as you may have noticed, is built for mass production, mass marketing, and mass distribution, not one-off therapies tailored with surgical precision to a pathogen only you have. So the real answer is SOT isn't FDA approved because the FDA doesn't have a pathway to approve a treatment that's different for every patient. It's a geometry problem, not a conspiracy. Question number 2. Why is SOT made overseas? Why don't they make it in the US? Short version, because RGCC invented it, and they're 20 years ahead of us. Long version, Europe, especially Greece, Germany, and Switzerland, are decades ahead in molecular diagnostics, cancer cell analysis, circulating tumor cell technology, custom oligonucleotide design. The US biomedical system is built around pharmaceuticals. Europe built infrastructure for precision biology. It's not that we can't make SOT here. It's that the US didn't build the system to do what RGCC does. RGCC is basically the free energy Tesla of targeted cell therapy. We're still driving gas engines over here. Question number 3. Why isn't SOT covered by insurance? This one's easy. Insurance companies only pay for treatments that fit into existing billing codes. There is no code for, quote, custom-designed oligonucleotide for your exact Borrelia strain, or, quote, targeted shutdown sequence for your unique cancer mutation. No code equals no coverage. It's that simple. This isn't about effectiveness. It's about accounting. Insurance is designed to cover the cheapest, the standardized, the mass-produced, the cookie-cutter, not the most advanced, individualized option. So when someone asks, if it works, why won't they cover it? The answer is because it doesn't fit the business model, not because it doesn't work. And that's the part they hope you don't understand. One more question. Why doesn't my regular doctor know about or offer this? First of all, they've never even heard of it. They don't teach such things in med school. Let us not forget that medicine is a business. Your doctor's office needs to generate reliable revenue. Because of this, as a general rule, most clinics only provide therapies that are FDA labeled, have insurance billing codes, come from pharmaceutical distributors, require no detox support, they don't know what that is either, require no nutrient optimization, require no evaluation of mold, mitochondria, hormones, or terrain. SOT requires all of that. Regular clinics aren't built for it. Functional medicine is. That's why places like mine exist, to fill the gap between the old system and the future of medicine. Closing. So no, SOT isn't FDA approved. No, it isn't made down the street. And no, your insurance isn't paying for it. But none of those things have anything to do with whether or not it works. They only tell you how the system is designed. And SOT is not designed for the system. It's designed for you. So here's the truth. Chronic infections don't retire. Cancer doesn't tap out because your labs look okay. The immune system doesn't fix itself with vibes alone, although those are definitely important. And mold doesn't leave quietly, ever. But when you combine foundational terrain medicine with precise, targeted shutdown codes, you get something extraordinary. People who have been sick for years get their lives back. People who had given up start living again. People trapped inside their bodies walk out of the cage. SOT isn't fringe, it isn't woohoo, and it isn't magic either. It's precision biology, the kind we were promised but never delivered. And now today, you know it exists. That'll do it for me. I'm Dr. Kristen Lindgren, and thank you for tuning into another episode of the Dysfunction Files. If you found this episode useful or entertaining, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. I think we all have that friend with the mystery fatiguing illness or a new cancer diagnosis who could really benefit from hearing that there are next generation treatment options available outside the system. If you want to learn more about SOT for chronic infections like Lyme or cancer, come find us at Lindgren Functional Medicine. Check out our website or give our office a call. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay curious, keep learning, and know that you are in charge of your own healthcare. I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now.